It's kind of a perpetual disclaimer that I make here that I'm not a newsy type of person, and it's a sincere disclaimer. I really do not like the news. I don't like following the news. I don't like watching the news. I don't have a news source that I depend on to keep well informed. But I do pick up things through osmosis sometimes, often, that interest me, that are newsy, I guess. And so what I'm about to talk about is one of those things. And it involves our president, asterisk, Joe Biden, and his weird exchange with a reporter, which maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't, but I will recount it here for those who haven't. So this reporter was talking to Biden about the issue of defunding the police. And Biden said that it was never his administration's, it was not in his administration's policies to defund the police. He was against defunding the police. He wanted to make that clear. And the reporter, I don't know if this was, someone who was a partisan reporter, or if this was just a reporter or a journalist actually doing the job of a journalist. I'd like to be optimistic and think that that's a possibility. That some journalists out there in the mainstream media who have access to public figures like the president, asterisk, are actually capable of challenging them instead of just saying, oh, yes, you're right about everything. You're so wonderful. In this case, to the reporter's credit, he did challenge Biden. What he said was, okay, you're not in favor of defunding the police. Do you think other Democrats are in favor of defunding the police? Now, the answer to that is obviously yes. There are many other Democrats who have spoken out on the record in favor of defunding the police. And Biden's answer is the weirdest, creepiest thing I've seen in a while. Biden turns his geriatric face to the reporters and evinces this inhuman sort of sneer, and he says, in this mocking tone, "Do you think some Republicans believe we drink children's blood?" I'm not kidding. He actually said that. So the question was, do you think some Democrats believe in defunding the police? The answer is, do you think some Republicans think we drink children's blood? And the reporter was a little bit, I think, taken aback and said, I don't know. And Biden just walked away. He just walked away. I'm really trying to understand this. Now, I know that the current occupant of the White House is not cognitively all there. I think anybody with a reasonable perspective has to acknowledge that. Whatever you think of him or whatever you thought of Trump, this guy's not all there. But still, I can kind of understand what he was trying to do. It was an attempted deflection. It was a way of he was asked, do you think some Democrats believe in this, this thing that is unpopular? And he was sort of pushed into a corner where if he said yes, then that would mean he was betraying other Democrats or something, or speaking ill of other Democrats. So instead, he retorted with oh yeah, well, there's Republicans who are these weirdo QAnon conspiracy theorists. But the fact that he brought up drinking children's blood just seems like a really weird and inadvisable thing to do. It's if I were his advisor, I would say, no, don't bring up drinking children's blood when you're asked a policy question. Don't bring up drinking children's blood. That's probably not a good look. Because what the effect that it has for the normies out there who see this is, who don't know anything, who, like, there are people, plenty of people who have seen all the creepy videos of Biden with little girls, acting creepily. That montage that I bet is, I don't know, but I bet you can't find anywhere on YouTube anymore. Or I bet if it hasn't been removed, I bet that it's been algorithmed into oblivion. But even for those who are not aware of that, to have this, to mention drinking children's blood in this context, it has the very opposite effect. Okay, it rhetorically speaking, it just draws attention to the thing that you're trying to, I don't know, your aim is to deflect and say that your enemies are kooky, but saying drinking children's blood, letting that phrase pass through your lips, just has the effect of putting that thought into people's minds. What it reminds me of is this weird headline in USA Today that I don't know if my video about this is up, because I can't remember if I recorded this video for this channel, or if it was for my old channel that since got nuked. But there was in USA Today, there was a headline about Tom Hanks becoming a citizen of Greece, and it said something like, Tom Hanks has become a Greek citizen, but pedophilia had nothing to do with it. And again, I'm honest. I'm telling you straight dope here. That's what that headline said. Now, again, it seems like a really weird strategy. Yes, of course, there were rumors going around about Hanks in this regard. But the thing is, what you want to do, if you're a PR person, is you don't want to acknowledge those rumors. You want to, it's beneath contempt for you to give those rumors, any kind of, any kind of oxygen, even giving them the time of day, much less mentioning them in a headline. Now, of course, the headline is saying pedophilia had nothing to do with it. And as I said at the time, that's not denying that he was into pedophilia. It's just saying it's not the reason why he became a Greek citizen. So there's that side of it. But anyway, it's ostensibly a denial of this conspiracy theory, quote unquote. And yet it has the effect of, it has the very opposite effect. It would be like if there was a headline about me that said, Andy Nowicki is moving to a different part of the world, but his compulsive womanizing has nothing to do with it. And even people who didn't know anything about me would think, what, compulsive womanizing? How scandalous. Even if, obviously it's not true, as those who know me would know. But it's the same kind of thing. You don't want to mention, anytime you put something out there, which has this these highly weighted words like pedophilia, drinking, or this phrase, drinking children's blood. The effect of it is, not going to be what you intended it to be. The effect of it is it's going to attach drinking children's blood to you, or it's going to attach pedophilia, in this case, to Tom Hanks, and it's just strange. Maybe these were just gaffes. I don't want to give these people too much credit. I don't want to say, oh, they always know what they're doing. They're just masterminds of mind control at all times. Maybe sometimes they just mess up and mess up really badly. but I still think it's strange. I still think it's worth mentioning, and I'm interested to hear anyone's take on the subject. Thanks for watching. My name's Andy Nowicki. You can check out my work at altrightnovelist.com, please check out my latest book, The Insurrectionist, which has been published by Terror House Press. Talk to y'all soon.